Hi, my name is Serena Pridgeon. I am a senior here at Queen's University of Charlotte, and this is my empathy-based story for my management creation and ideation class. I wanted to tell a story about a time that I received empathy in a class or in life, but I think something that I have noticed is that you often notice empathy when it's someone else. This is a story about I would babysit back home with my family, and there was another family that I was babysitting for. They had three children, two older sons and one youngest daughter. And the daughter was about 10 or 11, while the sons were older, about 16, 17. And everyone was struggling at this point in time. A lot of things was going on in the news and economically. So my family, we took them under our wing. We kind of tried to help them out. The father and the mother, they both worked a lot and all the time, as well as my parents as well. So we had my older sister and me, and then three other kids that we basically just tried to help out in any chance that we got. And since we were so young, but of age, we did work, and we all, pitched in and, just helped each other out. And with this, my dad would never ask for help, and so did their father as well. So there was a point in time where the father had lost his job, and he did not tell anyone. But sooner or later, you figured out that something had happened. Things were getting cut off, and there was just not an answer for it except that he lost his job. So growing up in that age where we made things work and we helped each other out. We leaned on each other if need be. Um, I took the father $100 one day. He would not take it. He didn't get upset or mad, but he just would not take it. So I gave it to his oldest son. His oldest son gave it to him, and he still would not take it. He sat me down and he said, "I can't take something I never worked for." And I said, "Well, what if this was just meant for you to have?" He said, "If it was meant for me to have, I would have worked for it." We go back and forth just a little bit because I'm hard-headed, and eventually he just sends me home. He did not want it. He just could not take the money. The next day, he sits down with me and says, "If you ever need help, you do know that you can ask me." And I said, "How can I do that if you can't ask me for help?" I feel like there's a two-way street when you're helping someone, and sometimes I just had to sit back and understand why he was the way he was. He said this world made him this way, and I never understood what he meant until I got of age, and I could see, working all the time, having multiple stresses on you, especially being a father of a family of five. I could understand that it was a lot of stress on him. We walked very different roads and paths in life, and I could understand that it was hard to ask for help. It's hard to ask for a hand sometimes. It's hard to be vulnerable. And me being who I am, I definitely understand I got a lot of that from him and from my father. I'm not vulnerable at all. But with this story, I learned empathy because I understood why he was the way he was, and I had to accept it. People move at their own pace, and this showed me that although I have the answer, I might be able to help a situation. I can't help all situations if that person does not want to be helped. And empathy is not just helping someone, it's understanding them and understanding why they think the way they do and why It just has to be that way. Thank you. This next slide, I showed this picture because it helped me understand that the things that come out of your mouth and the things that are inside your head can be two completely different things. And although you think you're saying the right thing in the right way, sometimes you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes and say things how they would for them to understand. And when I told the Father that what if I'm here to help you instead of the other way around, because you've had this life that you name your own, but it shapes you in a way that you're not supposed to live like that. You're not supposed to live like no one can help you. And when I said that, he finally took the $100